fans are back at the Final Four. Great to see for the first time in 3 years. F4tickets.com is the place where you can go to get your tickets to be in Belgrade. And it does make so much difference. It was something we had to do, didn't we, during the lockdown and the subsequent restrictions, play the season behind closed doors. It was necessary. No one wanted to do it. And I can tell you, having been here in Palau Blaugrana last season, absolutely doesn't compare to what we're witnessing now with this packed arena. Electric atmosphere just adds so much to the spectacle. Here's Bayern with a fellow Hunter driving to dunk after the nice pass from Vladimir Lucic. This has been a great run from Bayern, who did look a little earlier that they were in danger of getting blown away in the early stages, but since then it's a 0-9 run. It was 9-4, now it's 9-13. In 2 minutes, that has been done. All of it by Yaramaz and Hunter, 2 baskets apiece. Now the shot up, but no good, as Rokas Jokubaitis comes into the game for the first time, and Shetak Shanley as well. And in the backcourt for Bayern, it's Zancisco, who has the ball here, gives it to Lukic, looking for Othello Hunter. And he is fouled as well. What a play. Look at the Bayern bench jumping for joy at what they've just seen. And this was a stunning play. The timing, the tempo, the execution, the alley-oop, and one. Othello Hunter throwing it down from the pass from Vladimir Lucic. And it's Hunter with 6 points in a row, personal. Let's go and listen to the Barca timeout.
So what are you looking at me now like this? What is wrong with you now? Control the 5 men. Whose lob responsibility? Huh? Whose is responsibility, lob? So, what are you looking at me like this? Like you're shocked?
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Second side 12 with a 4.
Shetak Shanley on the receiving end of his coach's eye there for not doing enough to stop Othello Hunter. 6 points in a row, a tip-in off an offensive rebound, and then 2 dunks, including that ferocious alley-oop that did see the foul committed as well by Smits. And so the chance now for Hunter to make it 7 points in a row, which he cannot do, missing the and one opportunity. There's still a 0-12 run now. Or 2-13 if you want to look at it that way. Here's Smits receiving the pass inside and finishing well. Nice pass from Dante Exum, who's just come into the game and immediately helping his team get back on the scoreboard. Sidestep and shot up, and no good from Andreas Obst, taking on his first shot of the night. He is a good 3-point shooter, missing that one. Jokubaitis here with the floater, which wasn't a pass, but Shanley turned it into that. And he will now try to bully his way inside. Misses the shot after getting separation from Deshaun Thomas. And Zancisco will lead the play for Bayern. Thomas and Yaramaz in the wings. Hunter setting the screen. And driving is Cisco, finding the seam and finishing with the left hand. They opened the floor there with the shooters waiting in the wings and creating the space for the dribble for Cisco. Now here's Jokubaitis. There was a Bayern hand on the ball, deflected out of bounds. Now Barca's offense started so well. 9 points in the first 4 minutes, but only 2 points in the next 4. And Karl Kuric has come back into the game for the first time. Brandon Davies back in. Jokubaitis, shooter's roll there, or not even a roll, shooter's bounce. That bounced hard off the rim before dropping in. And Jokubaitis with his first points. A triple. Yaramaz switches on to Mirotic. Mr. Sean Thomas, long 2 is up, it's no good. Othello Hunter continuing to dominate inside, but well defended by Davies. He couldn't finish the offensive rebound. 3 on 2 briefly for Barca in offense. Now Bayern get back. Exum will give it to Mirotic. Up against Hunter, fights his way inside, can't score, gets the rebound, can score second time of asking. Sportingly helped back up by Hunter. Mirotic with his second score, and Barca back within 1. Final minute of the first quarter. Yaramaz is going to go inside and is fouled. The home fans don't agree, but Mirotic are judged to have made contact. He says ball. Difficult to tell from that replay, but it will send Yaramaz to the line. As Mirotic is whistled for his first foul. Yaramaz 71% from the line during the playoffs. Looking to continue his excellent start to the game by making both of these, which he does. And he goes up to 7 points, leading scorer in the game. Jokubaitis for Karl Kuric. How Barca would love to get him warmed up. He's been ice cold in this series so far. He feeds it inside to Mirotic, who's going up against Sean Thomas. Brandon Davies kicked out for Exum. 3 seconds, and Exum doesn't need that many. With his explosiveness, he needs a split second to drive through and ease it off the glass for his first points. And now will be the last possession of the quarter. Bayern will take the clock down low, last 10 seconds. And they'll try to make sure Barca don't get it back. Cisco switches onto Davies. Yaramaz, step back, off the glass, not good, and there's no time for anyone to do anything with the rebound. Not far away from Yaramaz, but he couldn't get it to drop, and so a pulsating first quarter ends with just 1 point in it. Barca 18, Bayern 19. First quarter that swung back and forth. Nicolas Laprovitala with a rainbow 3 to get things going. But Bayern hitting back through Nick Weiler-Babb with a long 2. And it was Barca who took control early. But then Yaramaz, followed by Othello Hunter, sending Bayern into the lead. This was the highlight play so far, the alley-oop. But Barca then bouncing back towards the end of the quarter, making it a 1 point game. Here are the stats so far. Bayern very good inside, 70%. That's mainly thanks to Hunter. And it's close in pretty much every aspect. Barca would want better 2 point shooting. The Three-point shooting has been okay for Barca. Bayern with just the one. It was hit by Yaramaz, who subsequently missed two more. Obst missed an open one as well. Both teams looking after the ball pretty well. Only one turnover from Barca and two from Bayern Munich. The best individual performer in that first quarter was Vladimir Lucic, who took a while to get going and did all his contributing in ways other than scoring. No points for him, but 2 assists, 4 rebounds, and fouls drawn gives him a PIR of 9. And he will start this second quarter in the game for Bayern with Weilerbab, Obst, Rubit and Radosevic. High pressure from Barca, which is evaded as Rubit now will cross the halfway line and hand it off to Obst. Radosevic in the corner will go inside, floats it over Brandon Davies, but it rims out. And Barca have the chance to start the second quarter by going in front. They have Jokubaitis, Kuric, Exum, Mirotic and Davies in the game. Here's Brandon Davies trying to get into the low post against Radosevic. He can spin either way, twists and turns, but can't get the shot to go. Rebounded by Rubit, who's not been able to get on the scoreboard yet. Ball in his hands now, and he'll try and take it past Kuric. And he draws the foul. Augustin Rubit having a very influential series, 9.8 points and 6.8 rebounds. Will now go to the free throw line, trying to score his first points of the night. That was the first foul on Kuric. The only player with more than 1 foul in the game so far is Roland Smits with 2. Rubit has been sent regularly to the line throughout this series, and he's made the most of that by making 85%, and it's better now. It was 85% coming into this game. He makes both of those as well. Davies on the perimeter will want to hand it off. It's to Kuric. Now Mirotic takes on the 3. Oh, well, I'm not sure how that went in. The ball just died as it jammed between the rim and the backboard and then just dropped in, and that's 2 pretty fortunate triples that Barca have hit. A similar one from Jokubaitis as momentum turning against Bayern now with the turnover for travelling. Have a look at this from Mirotic. Doink, and in it goes. That one turnover, that will please Shadonas Jasikovic just greatly. It's Kuric slipping. And now finishing it on the fast break is Obst. Did well to maintain his composure despite Jokubaitis closing him down. Here is Jokubaitis now. Trying to feed it inside, deflection. It comes back now for Mirotic, who will take on the shot. It's a tough one with good defense there from Radosevic all over Nikola Mirotic, who's had a mixed start to the game. He's scored 7 points, but he's missed a couple, and pretty lucky with that 3, as we saw. Weilerbab for Obst, who will want the 3, sidesteps away from Kuric. They don't get the bounce, and here's Exum, just sends it too far ahead of Kuric, who can only get one hand on the ball. Exum trying to up the tempo, something he specialises in, but just a little too much there. Kuric is going to the bench to get some coaching points as Nigel Hayes-Davis comes into the action. And for Bayern, Obst to the bench, and Yaramaz back in. Their leading scorer so far with 7 points. Weiler-Bab left alone, so he takes on the opportunity to shoot the three, but misses it. Another opportunity missed by Bayern. That is 1 of 6 now from three-point range, and they've had at least 2 or 3 of those open shots. They will rue that if they lose this one, as Barca didn't have their rhythm there with Jokubaitis trying to feed it in. Slightly fortunate that they retain possession. He goes to the bench, as does Davies, with Kalathis and Shanley in. Radosevic will go to the bench for Bayern, and Othello Hunter returning to go up against Shertak Shanley. Had the better of that battle in the first quarter. Laprovitola back in as well to replace Exner, immediately taking on a three and makes it. Laprovitola getting it done for Barca tonight. His second triple. The home team back in front and timeout called. Listen to the roar from the fans. And we'll listen in to the timeout for Andrea Trinchieri.
Guys, now Shanley. Pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll. Okay, but next one. Again, double down special, but with the 5 men. Okay, Lucha. Slip. Oh, Othello dive.
Don't set that clear.
No. Slip. Lucha, you're gonna be open. Okay. Hold to Lucha. Hold to Lucha again. Okay. Either guys, no mistakes. Go.
Calm and clear advice from Andrea Trinchieri for his players, looking to get Vladimir Lucic open. Joan Laporta, the Barca club president, is in attendance tonight. He'll be hoping to head to Belgrade in a couple of weeks as well, as will these Barca players who got themselves back in front here with that triple from Laprovitola. And three-point shooting has been the difference so far. Barca have made 4 of 7, Bayern only 1 of 6. Laprovitola trying to get the steal. Not far away from doing so. He's showing a lot of energy tonight. Safely inbounds this time from Bayern. Yaramaz. Happy to slow it down, but almost losing out. Patient from Bayern. Othello Hunter, oh, that's a risky pass. Absolutely hurled that across court. Looking for Weiler-Bab, who had no chance. A turnover from Bayern, their 4th of the game. Laprovitola, Kalathis, Hayes-Davis, Mirotic and Shanley on the floor for Barcelona. Here is Laprovitola. Can he try and get another three-pointer to go? Guarded well by Weiler-Bab, who's not easy to shoot over. Now he goes inside, floats it up, it's short. Shanley does really well. Mirotic can't make the three, but it's Shanley again. Now can they make it pay? Kalathis wide open. Front rim misses, and Weiler-Bab will have the easy basket in transition, despite Hayes-Davis trying to get back. And it's Bayern back in front. They had opportunities there, Barca, but Mirotic and Kalathis both missing triples. Weiler-Bab gives Bayern the lead. They now called for their first foul of the quarter. Othello Hunter, his first of the game. The injured Bayern players have made the journey here. Togetherness throughout the squad. Two important players, Corey Walden and Darren Hilliard, injured. Is Laprovittola having to improvise a finish that he can't get to go. Looking for the reverse layup. Weiler-Babb. Othello Hunter on the perimeter. Lucic loitering to his right. It goes back to Weiler-Babb. He shoots over Kalathis. It's short, but there is Hunter with the putback jam, but he stepped out of bounds, or travelled actually as he gathered it. And so no basket. Unlucky for Hunter, who did well to grab the rebound, but then just took an extra step. And as he landed, there are the extra Barca players, Corey Higgins, Pierre Oriola, Michael Caicedo, we saw watching on. Nervous expressions, nervous times here. Midway through the second, 1-point game, Bayern in front. Kalathis for Shanley. Nihadjedovic has come back in for Bayern. As Hayes Davis misses, they go in transition. Lucic will easily get past Kalathis, and that is his first basket of the night. Vladimir Lucic, he's providing so much. 6 rebounds already. Weiler-Babb's the one having a rest, with Djedovic returning to the floor. Laprovittola, he misses the 3. Long rebound falls to Lucic. Cisco is leading the backcourt now, and here's a long 2 up and off the mark from Rubik. That was his first field goal attempt. Laprovittola is fouled now by Rubik. And that was his second foul, so now he was assuming that he's going to go out of the game, but in fact he's being kept in for now. Nikola Mirotic does go to the bench, and in comes Alex Abrines for the first time, and in fact in the end Rubik is going to the bench, with Deshaun Thomas checking in. Thomas scoreless so far. Shanley hands off to Laprovittola. Fans want a foul whistle. It's not. Laprovittola looking for the pass. Shanley juggling it but can't pull it in. And he's out of position. It comes for Lucic on the perimeter, and that's missed. Another really good look from long range that Bayern can't make. Laprovittola for Abrines, for Shanley. Great ball movement. Kalathis, the long 2 is no good. Both teams are missing shots at the moment. Barca have gone to 4 of 11 from long range. If you remember, a couple of their triples that they did make were pretty fortunate. Shooters roll examples where the shots were off but somehow dropped in. So a little flattering, that 4 of 11, but Bayern 1 of 7, and they've had chances to make at least 2 or 3 more. Karl Kuric back in with Laprovittola to the bench. 3-point Bayern lead. Abrines trying to wipe that out, and does. Now if he gets going, he can really make a difference for Barca. Abrines had a brilliant regular season with 3-point shooting. He's been quiet in the playoffs, only 4.2 points per game, but he ties it up with his first shot of the night. Hunter, 5 seconds, drives at Shanley, and now the tough fadeaway. That's not an easy shot for Hunter, and he leaves it short. 3 minutes to play before the break. It's turned into another dogged defensive battle. Kuric Hayes Davis will look to penetrate, but he is called for the offensive foul, as putting his body on the line was Vladimir Lucic, drawing another foul, just getting into position. Nihat Djedovic out of the game, and Yaramaz back in. And Jokubaitis returning for Barcelona in place of Hayes Davis after his second foul. There's the floater, it's no good from Cisco, but he gets the rebound courtesy of Hunter. Tries again, this time he drops it in. Well finished the second time of asking from Cisco, and Bayern just hanging around. They're so stubborn, they're so dogged. They're going back into the lead. As Shanley now looks to feed it in for Mirotic, who sends a shot beautifully over to Sean Thomas. Nothing wrong with the defense there, but Mirotic finished it well. And we've got an untied shoelace for Vladimir Lucic, which will just pause the game for a moment. Thomas and Lucic go to the bench, with Weiler-Babb and Rubik returning. Sean Thomas will be telling himself to keep his composure, not get frustrated. He's not had any impact yet offensively, but he certainly has the shooting ability to do so. Here's Lucic, floats it in. Excuse me, it was Cisco again. Certainly wasn't Lucic from the bench. Cisco instead with his second consecutive score. Jokubaitis looking to do likewise at the other end, and he does. So both offensives picking up steam now. Two scores from Cisco at one end, Mirotic and Jokubaitis at the other. Now Rubik hasn't scored a field goal yet. Yaramaz to Hunter. Still fouls to give. Here's Weiler-Babb looking for three and makes it. And Bayern needed that. And that's their first triple of the quarter. The first of the night for Weiler-Babb, their second in 8 attempts. They'd been missing a lot of open threes. Not that one. A minute and 9 seconds to play in this first half. We'll go and listen to Sabrina Jasikevičius. There's the play drawn up. We could just hear about enough to gather that Nikola Mirotic is going to set a fake screen. These two coaches, such masterminds, very different characters in many ways, both ferociously passionate about their profession, about their life. Basketball is much more than a profession to these two. What a series they've given us, they and their teams. Here's Mirotic, misses the three this time. Abrines manages to get the rebound and will try and finish it, but he can't, and it's taken by Rubik. So Bayern with the opportunity to add to their lead. It might be their last meaningful possession of the half, if the shot clock is used fully by both teams. Weiler-Babb onto Radosevic. Patience, as now Yaramaz has to send it up. and bangs it in. Well, Barca got a couple of fortunate triples tonight now. Yaramaz adds one, and it's 2 threes in a row for Bayern. Weiler-Bab and then Yaramaz, who goes up to double digits. 6-point lead. Can Barca narrow that now with the last play of the half? Bayern have a foul to give and they use it. Radosevic is first, and it may well frustrate Sarunas Jasikovic that Barca have 2 fouls to give that they did not use on those triples scored by Weiler-Bab and Yaramaz in consecutive possessions. No more fouls at Bayern's disposal. They're up to 4 now, so any more they would send Bayern to the line. Lucic is going to come in to defend the final 6.3 seconds of the half. Barca have Kalathis, Laprovitola, Abrines, Mirotic and Shanley. It's Shanley. Tried to send it on for Mirotic. There's 3 seconds here. And it's sent from half court and missed by Cisco. But Bayern finishing the first half well. They have got themselves into a 6-point lead here. Andrea Trinchieri's team, as stubborn as ever, as determined as ever, as effective as ever, and leading 31-37 at half-time. Let's hear from one of the key protagonists so far, Vladimir Lucic.
Vlado, tight match so far, but you made a little difference in the last minutes.
Yeah, they're making some shots comparing to the last game in Munich. They're a great team, and we need to keep with the same defensive, same defense second half.
It's been very disciplined effort from Bayern. We'll hear from Nikola Mirotic now.
Nico, very physical match as expected so far.
Game 5, as we expected. We just gotta keep pushing, you know. We're not playing so bad, the defense. Close game, as we know, and we got 20 more minutes left, so we gotta give everything on the floor, and hopefully we're gonna have a little better second half. You're welcome.
Nikola Mirotic hoping for a better second half, and he has been leading his team in scoring so far with 9 points, but it's Ognen Yaramaz who leads all scorers with 10 points, followed by Weiler-Bab with 9.
Turkish Airlines, 7 days, BKT and Adidas, official global sponsors in association with the Turkish Airlines Euroleague.
So first half that has gone back and forth a little. We've had periods of the game with both teams in the ascendancy. A little bit of fortune at both ends with 3-pointers. That one from Nikola Mirotic. Jokubaitis got a similar one, and Yaramaz later banked one in. A couple of rainbow threes as well from Nicolas Laprovitola. But it's Bayern who have led most of the game. They've been strong and resilient. Done well in the rebounding battle as well. That was Lucic going in transition. Alex Abrines with one of Barca's 3-pointers. I look for more from him and Karl Kuric in the second half. Mirotic has had some strong moments as well, especially this finish over to Sean Thomas. But it was Bayern with those triples at the end of the half from Weiler-Bab and Yaramaz who hold the advantage. Let's look at the stats. Bayern have been stronger inside, 60%. And a notable statistic there is that there have been no free throws for Barca yet at all. They haven't gone to the line even once. The best individual performer of that second quarter was Alex Abrines with a PIR of 6, partly with the 3-pointer and partly with the 4 rebounds that he has taken. Well, we'll just step away from tonight's game and look back on some of the playoff action that we've seen so far. Back in Game 3, Maccabi were hoping to force a Game 4 and remain unbeaten at home this year as they faced Real Madrid at Menorah Miftachi Arena. What an atmosphere it was, but that didn't deter Real Madrid from taking early control. Gershon Yabusele with 16 points and 8 rebounds on the night. He contributed to a 0-9 run. The host kept pushing. Scotty Wilbecken trimming the distance to just 4 points. Maccabi in contention, but Real Madrid continued their strong performance. 14 points on the night from Vincent Poirier, helping establish an insurmountable lead and a 3-0 series sweep. Real Madrid back in the Final Four. In Game 4 in Istanbul, AX Armani Exchange Milan hope to steal back home court advantage and force Game 5 as they took on the reigning champions Anadolu Efes at Sinan Erdem Sports Hall. But the home team tipped off in full gear with Vasilije Micic on his way to 20 points. Milan bounced back. Four-time champion Kyle Hines dominating in the paint with a double-double and nudging the visitors in front towards half-time. But the player of the night was Tibor Pleiss, who had 25 points, a near-perfect 8 of 9 from the field, and a PIR of 37, pulling FS ahead. Milan weren't done. Gigi Datome scoring 21 points on the night, contributing to a 0-14 run that put Milan very close. It came down to the wire, and after a missed three-pointer from Siobhan Shields, Shane Larkin put the game out of reach from the foul line, and Milan were knocked out as FS returned to the Final Four. In this series, Friday night tipped off at the Audi Dome, where Barca looked to get the win they needed to move to the Final Four, but they came up against strong resistance from FC Bayern Munich at the Audi Dome. Vladimir Lucic contributing to an 11-4 run at the end of the first quarter, which put Bayern in front by 6. The hosts went from strength to strength and got ahead by 19 points with Othello Hunter driving in to score. Barca didn't give up. Brandon Davies getting a vital touch at the end of the third quarter to keep hopes of a comeback alive, but Bayern never really relinquished control, and player of the game Nick Weilerbad with 12 points and a career high of 8 rebounds, guiding his side to victory. AS Monaco looked to bounce back on home soil and force a crucial Game 5 as they hosted Olympiacos Piraeus in front of a sold-out Salle Gaston Médecins. In a neck-and-neck first quarter, Mustafa Fall came up big to give his side a narrow lead. But Monaco persisted. High-flying Euroleague rookie Dante Hall with 14 points and 10 rebounds on the night, getting Monaco close at half-time. Olympiacos kept the pressure on with Sasha Vezenkov capping off a 0-7 run for an 11-point lead in the third quarter. Vezenkov with 17 points on the night. And Monaco kept coming back, and in the final minute it was Dwayne Bacon with 21 points on the night, sending Monaco into the 1-point lead. And in a dramatic finish, EuroLeague veteran Kostas Sloukas had the chance to win it on the buzzer, but he could not, and Monaco took the win to send it to Game 5, which will be tomorrow night.
Dante Hall just out-muscled by Mustafa Fall. Fall pivots puts in the low post and goes strong to the rim.
Shields now. Finds Bentel, he drives down the gut, finds Hines for the slam dunk. And the big men of Milan, terrific two-man game. Bentel with the drive, the help comes over, Hines receives the pass and he springs into action.
They need something. Oh, they get it! A remarkable twist of fate that could signal a turning of the tide. Doshevich off to Shishka. Up high, look out! Vladimir Lucic. The talisman takes off.
Trying to break down Vazenkov. Moves it on to Bacon. Shot clock at 5. Bacon inside the Hall! And Dante Hall with the one-handed cram jam. Nice pass from Bacon, and Hall still got some work to do in traffic as he finishes over Papa Nicolau.
Turkish Airlines. 7 days. BKT. And Adidas. Official global sponsors in association.
So Bayern leading it by 6 here at half-time. They are 20 minutes away from the first ever Final Four appearance in club history. And they've got a lot of help from their key player, Vladimir Lucic. He hasn't been doing it through scoring, only 2 points from Lucic so far. But he's been doing a lot of everything else. 2 assists. Now it's his only basket so far. He's also got a steal and 7 rebounds. In 14.5 minutes on the floor, he has the game-high PIR of 15 so far, Lucic. And you can bet on him spending another 15 minutes or so out there in the second half. He will not spend much time on the bench. He'll get up to his average of 30 minutes on the floor, no doubt, in the next hour or so. And on the other side, the key man in that head-to-head, Nikola Mirotic, has contributed for Barca as well. A couple of inside scores for Mirotic. A rather fortunate 3, this one that just died after it lodged against the back of the rim and the backboard. A couple of rebounds and a steal for Mirotic, who has Barca's highest PIR of 10. That was his most impressive basket so far, floating it over to Sean Thomas. And as with Lucic, there won't be much time to rest for Mirotic in the second half. Neither of them have any foul trouble to worry about. Mirotic with 1 foul, Lucic with none so far. They have played more minutes than any other players in the game, and it will continue that way. This is not an occasion for minutes to be spread around by the coaches, who we will now hear from, starting with Andrea Trinchieri. Let's go courtside.
Coach, keep the defense and intensity crucial for the second half.
Yes, but also the little things. I believe we can do better on some pick and roll defense and defensive rebound.
Okay, thank you.
Now here's a shot zone for Bayern, and one thing they can do better on is the 3-point shooting. Remember, they made 2 right at the end of the first half. Before that, they were 1 of 8, and they missed some open ones as well. So an improvement in their 3-point shooting could make a big difference. Let's hear from Barca coach Saraš now.
Coach, what can be the way to try to come back in this second half?
Well, details are really killing us. Is 8 points fast break after our turnovers, some of them,
and the other points are 4 offensive rebounds. Then we're losing a little bit entry battle with the handoffs. We're a little bit late with that. So we got to get there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Barca's shot zone. They started off well inside, but they were extremely well shackled in the second quarter by Bayern. 8 of 21 from 2-point range. Maybe a little bit more tempo in the passing, as Jasikovic has indicated there, would help give them better looks inside. And the point made by Trinchieri about the defensive rebounds. Barca grabbed 8 offensive rebounds in that first half, having only averaged 7.5 per game in this series. So they've already got more offensive rebounds tonight in 2 quarters than they had averaged in the entire game until now in this series. And so here we go, the final half of action at the Palau Blaugrana in this Turkish Airlines Euroleague season, which will decide who goes to the Final Four. The reigning champions Anadolu Efes are already there. The perennial heavyweights Real Madrid are already there. Will it be Barca, last season's beaten finalist, looking to get back to the Final Four again? Will it be Bayern, who have never been there? They're up by 6 as we get going for the second half. They'll have the first possession with Weiler-Bab, Djedovic, Lucic, Rubit and Radosevic in the game, the same 5 players who started. Barca have one change from their starting 5, and that is Abrines replacing Hayes Davis. Laprovitola active on Weiler-Bab, no foul. The ball squeezes away and Radosevic keeping it in bounds, but only for Laprovitola, who goes for the end zone for Brandon Davies, who couldn't get a shot away, keeps control, now looks to spin. Kalathis takes it off him. They've got plenty of time. Pass inside to Mirotic, who's fouled. And that is on Djedovic, which is his 3rd. And he had Djedovic, who was with Barcelona during his youth career. Actually had 4 Euroleague games with Barca between 2007 and 2009. Back in his teens. Had an excellent career since then, mainly with Bayern, joining Bayern in 2013 from Alba Berlin, coming up to 10 years with the club. Now the timing was off there as Abrines waited, and in jumped Lucic to get his 2nd steal. Weiler-Bab to Radosevic, and it's Lucic going for 3, front rim, no good. Maybe he felt there was some contact, but there was no whistle. No points yet for either team in this 3rd quarter. Laprovitola got the ball rolling for Barca at the start of the game. Kicks for Kalathis, and he makes the 3. Kalathis with his first basket of the night. He'd missed 4 field goal attempts before then. As I said earlier, if he's the one taking on 3s, Bayern won't be too disappointed with that, but I guess not when he makes them. Djedovic to Rubin, who hasn't scored a field goal yet, and he still hasn't. Who had the last touch? Radosevic did. It's Barca ball. Nikola Mirotic getting the forceful advice from his coach. As Laprovitola will lead this play, gives it to Kalathis. Inside from Mirotic, who goes up strong, did really well to use his body just to make Rubit an irrelevance there. He got basket side of him and stayed in that position to shoot, and it's a 5-0 start to the second half for Barca, putting it back to 1. Weiler-Bab will drive. off the glass, that never looked like it was going to be good. Davies was in too good a position. And here's Mirotic in transition. He will try to go all the way. And he does. Nikola Mirotic with 2 consecutive baskets. It's a 7-0 run, and it's a Barcelona lead. Timeout called. The fans go wild.
It's our time to go claim what we've been chasing and win a championship.
You're working for times like this.
This really is fairy tale stuff. Anadolu Efes Istanbul fulfilled their championship destiny.
Final Four glory up for grabs in the coming weeks. You can be there by going online at f4tickets.com to get your seat in the Stark Arena in Belgrade. Nikola Mirotic wants to be there. He's come out red hot the start of this second half. Consecutive scores for him after the triple from Calafis. Barca's superstars getting the job done to give themselves a 1-point lead. Bayern's turn to respond now if they can. Looking for their first points of this second half, and Yaramaz has come into the game to be fouled by Abrines, his first. Jedovic going to the bench with Yaramaz in the game, the leading scorer for Bayern with 10 points. And he wants more, and he gets more. Onde Yaramaz continuing to be the man to propel Bayern. He's 4 of 6 from the field now, and Bayern needed that to settle them. They didn't want that 0 to stay next to their name for too much longer in this third quarter. Here's Abrines for 3. Alex Abrines gets his second of the night on 2 attempts. They're feeling it now. Barca's offense moving with more fluidity than perhaps at any other time during this series in the opening minutes of this second half. Yaramaz gets it back from Wailabab. 1-on-1 against Mirotic. Goes behind his own back. 1 second left. Throws it up. Oh, how did it go for Onde Yaramaz? It seemed hopeless for him when he nearly lost the ball behind his own back, but he somehow kept his composure, tossed it up on the buzzer, and it dropped in incredibly, giving his team the lead again. Laprovitola trying to grab it back, and he'll have the chance to go to the line as he's fouled by Yaramaz, who's at the center of the action. Look at this. It looked impossible for Yaramaz to score. I don't think you can really say much about the defense there. It was just a heave and hope from Yaramaz, but in it went. Now here's something. 3.5 minutes into the second half. This is the first free throw of the night for Barca. So as much as we always talk about Bayern playing aggressively on defense, as they do, it's not been reckless aggression. It's been controlled physicality, but the fact that Barca had not attempted a single free throw before that shows it's been very focused aggression as well from Bayern. Laprovitola forcing another lead change. This game going back and forth. What a finale to this series we are enjoying here. It's been so close throughout. You know, coming into this game, there was a difference between the teams of just 2 in PIR. The team PIR combined for the series Barcelona 299, Bayern 297. That's how closely matched they have been. Yaramaz fouled on the floor. What a night he's having. A player who's having a really good season. Played every game this season for Bayern. His first with the club, having been recruited from Partizan Belgrade, where he played under Andrea Trinchieri, who obviously liked what he saw there. And he's been hitting triples like that man, Juan Carlos Navarro. That pass, though, was not what Leon Radosevic was expecting, as it sails high and out of bounds. Changes for Bayern. Lucic and Radosevic to the bench. Obst and Hunter coming into the action. And Zancisko as well. He is in the point guard role. Brandon Davies for Barca as Mirotic goes again, identical to his last basket. He now, for once, is feeling that he's got the beating of Augustin Rubit, and I just wonder if Bayern will do something to try and switch that, put someone else on him. Here is Yaramaz flying in for the rebound, was Hunter, no good, no rebound. La Provitola pulls it back out to the perimeter. They do get Mirotic guarded by Hunter this time, as Yaramaz was left on Davies, and that's a mismatch that forces Yaramaz into the foul. Yaramaz happy to take that one. He will go to the bench, his second foul there. Weiler-Bab back in. Calafis, Abrines, long two, grazes the rim. And it's Cisco now. Able to find Rubit. Back for Cisco. Rubit, 5 seconds. As Barca go into a zone defense, and it's going to have to go up from Obst on the buzzer, and another buzzer-beating three from Bayern. It was Yaramaz last time, Obst this time. Andreas Obst, who equaled his career best with 15 points in game 2 here as Bayern won that one. Goes up to 5 points in this game with that buzzer-beating triple. Lucic didn't have long on the bench. He is back in now, with Rubit having a rest. Now Lucic is guarding Mirotic this time. La Provitola looks to get away, and he's fouled and won. Cisco with the contact from behind, and La Provitola will have the chance for the M1 after another improbable basket. We've seen a few of these in this half. There's La Provitola mid-air with the foul. Somehow getting that one to drop. Now they're going to look at the basket value. Where's the tip of his left foot? Is he towing the line? Well, it has to come down. I don't think so. It's 3. There's the clear signal. As La Provitola goes to the line now. And he makes it a 4-point play. And so he has been red hot from long range. And it's a 4-point advantage for Barca. 4.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Xisco. Weilerbab, Obst, Lucic and a fellow Hunter for company. Gives it back to Xisco. Looking for Hunter, and it's a shot clock violation. Good defense from Barca. Sticking to that zone, and Bayern losing their rhythm. Barca with Calafis, Laprovitola, Obrines, Mirotic and Davies. Not going to be too much rotation from Jasikevicius. Now Mirotic up against Lucic this time. Kicks, Calafis, open, 3, up, short. Rebound falls for Obst, who's fouled in transition by Laprovitola, which will be his second foul of the night. And only Barca's third of the quarter. Deshaun Thomas will come in place of Xisco for Bayern, and Mirotic will get a brief break. Could be bet that he'll be back soon. It's Nigel Hayes-Davis who steps in, and he will immediately guard Deshaun Thomas, the two fresh players off the bench. Weilerbab up against Brandon Davies, and he'll take on the 3. Front rim, no good. Hayes-Davis rebounds. Nick Calafis will drive and score, and then collision between him and Lucic could have hurt either one of them, but fortunately neither. They're both straight back up. And Calafis getting his first 2-pointer of the night with this penetration. Obst was maybe just a fraction late to recognise it. And the Barca stretching their lead up to 6 points. And it's a fellow Hunter going to take on the 3. That is an outcome that Bayern will be happy. Sorry, Barca will be happy for if it's Hunter who's left to take on the triples. Barca 47% tonight. That is why they're in front. And here's Laprovitola going inside this time, not quite. He'll have to go back to the line, but he is playing with so much aggression. Laprovitola drawing another shooting foul there, having made the 3 with the foul a couple of minutes ago. Well, this place is literally rocking. My commentary position, the floor is swaying. I've been many times in this arena, never felt that before. The earth moving under our feet with these fans, who momentarily fall silent now to let Laprovitola shoot. He remains perfect from the line, 4 of 4. Hunter back to the bench with Rubit returning to action, and Rubit's had a quiet game. 2 points, both of them from the foul line, nothing in field goals yet. As the volume pumps up again, 8-point lead, Barca's highest so far. Rubit for Thomas, and he makes the 3 to end that Barca charge. And maybe that'll be the start of something for Deshaun Thomas. His first points of the night. He scored 25 in game 2. Taking him a while to get going tonight, but he can score a lot of points in a hurry. Brandon Davies, triple covered, manages to squeeze the pass out for Hayes-Davis. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Lapro with another 3-pointer. Nicolas Laprovitola, 4 now of 6 from long range. He is dragging Barca towards the Final 4 with his shooting tonight. 17 points for Laprovitola. Here's Weilerbab, losing balance but getting it back for Obst. And now Rubit can't make the 3. And Barca can make it a double-digit game here. Why not let Lapro shoot again? Davies coming to set the screen for him. Laprovitola on Obst now, feeds it into Davis, back for Hayes. Davis misses the three. Well rebounded by Lucic. Hayes Davis was open there. He hasn't scored yet. 0 of 5 from the field. Quick strike, just rolls around and out from Obst, and there's a foul. As Rubik maybe starting to get a little bit frustrated with the lack of impact that he's been able to have. This was Laprovitola's latest three-pointer, 4 of which he's made on the night. And yeah, it's easy, isn't it, Nico? From way downtown. And Rubik will go back to the bench on 3 fouls now. And Hunter back in. And for Barca, it's Dante Exum. And replacing Alex Abrines, whose name is chanted by the fans. Brandon Davies to the foul line for the first time tonight. His name ringing around the arena. Brandon Davies makes both of them, and he will have a break now, as will Laprovitola. A standing ovation for those two as Jasikavičius brings into the action Jokubaitis and Smits. He's giving his key players some rest at the moment, at the end of the third. Thomas missing, Hunter grabbing it and fouled. And that is on Smits, immediately picking up his 3rd foul of the night. And so Othello Hunter to the line. Missed his only free throw attempt of the night. You may recall it came from when he made the alley-oop and was fouled. This one does bounce in for him. Bayern trying to make sure that they're within single digits of deficit heading into the final quarter. 8 points the margin now. Jokubaitis and Hayes Davis to the bench as Mirotic and Kalathis come back in. Laprovitola also returning. Lapro going one-on-one on Deshaun Thomas, again driving in with aggression. Little man, but big on spirit tonight, drawing more fouls as he looks to penetrate, as well as his perimeter shooting. That's been an aspect of his game tonight, drawing contact by driving inside. He can make it a 10-point game again. Third foul on Yaramaz. 6 of 6 from the line. Barca didn't have any free throws in the first half. This is their 9th attempt now coming up. They've made all 8 so far. And 7 of those have been from Laprovitola, who goes back out now as Jasikavičius rotates for the defense. Hayes Davis also back in to replace Mirotic, with Jokubaitis on the floor too. Bab, Yaramaz, Thomas, Lucic and Hunter for Bayern. 30 seconds to play in the third. Yaramaz trying to get away from Exum. Great change of direction there from Yaramaz, who stopped and started to escape Dante Exum. He's up to 17 points. And this will be the final play, most probably, of the quarter. Exum dancing on the perimeter. 3 seconds now. Has to scoop it up. It won't go. And Smits couldn't get near the rebound. But still, a third quarter that Barca can be very happy with. They found their offense for the first time really consistently in this series. They scored 29 points to move ahead by 8, 60-52. Well, it's been a very strong third quarter from Barcelona, and all the big names have been doing it for them. Calafis providing for Mirotic, who scored a trio of 2-pointers. Abrines as well, hitting from long range. Bayern initially stayed in it, partly thanks to a couple of buzzer-beating 3-pointers. One of them from Yaramaz. Mirotic kept on pouring in the point. Another buzzer beater, that from Obst for Bayern. Laprovitala has been the main man for Barca, with a couple of triples and 7 free throws as well. And this is the statistical tale of the game so far. Barca dominating the rebounding and much better 3-point shooting. Jasikovic has identified that as key before the game. The 3-point shooting and handling the ball well. And Barca have done both of those things. They've made 9 triples on 19 attempts. They've only committed 7 turnovers. No surprise that Laprovitala was the top performer in that quarter with a PIR of 20. That's not for the game, that's for the third quarter. He scored 13 points, 7 free throws and a couple of triples. And Barca now have the game under their control with an 8-point lead. These next 2 or 3 minutes absolutely vital. If Bayern can start the fourth quarter well and get it back down to a 3 or 4 point margin, they're right back in it. If Barca dominate in the next few minutes and move into a double-digit lead, watch out, Abrines long. That would have been an 11-point game, and these inches can make all the difference. The decisive moments of the season. One of these teams playing their last game, their last quarter of the competition this season. Yaramaz slipping, able to find Weiler-Bapp, who's got 2 seconds. He'll have to shoot, and it won't go in. Where's the rebound going? Into the arms of Abrines. Neither team scores on their first possession. Barca can start to think about long possessions to use the clock with the advantage they have. Davies inside to Mirotic, up against Deshaun Thomas, falls back, no good. Thomas just doing enough. He'd like to have more of a say at the other end, though. Only 1 field goal for Deshaun Thomas so far. Othello Hunter now. As Lucic throws it away, and this defense of Barca continuing to cause problems for Bayern, who can't find rhythm. Tossed away by Lucic. Remember the previous possession, they were forced to shoot right as the shot clock expired. Lucic will go to the bench with Cisco coming in. Lucic tried to clear his head. He only has 2 points tonight. It's Calafis. Looking for Davies, who takes it despite having to stretch. And now he reaches up to shoot, no good. Cisco looking to pull the strings. As Barca stay in this zone defense, and again it causes problems for Bayern. Yaramaz again on the buzzer, having to shoot a tough shot. Again can't get it to go. And it's worked for Mirotic in the corner. Sends Weilerbab into the stands and downs the corner three. And it's all Barca. 11 points the difference. Less than 8 minutes to play. And they have 1 foot in the final four now. Mirotic with the pump fake and the release. And the celebrations around Palau Blaugrana. They're closing in now on a return to the final four. So Bayern have been offering such great resistance all season. They've had so many mountains to overcome, so many injury absentees, including in the playoffs here with their key offensive player Darren Hilliard going down during the playoffs. They had a run of about 6 weeks without a Euroleague game due to COVID cases, but this is their biggest challenge yet. Can they penetrate this Barca defense? Othello Hunter does, and one. And a technical. And so now this could be a turning point for Bayern, and they needed one. The basket called with the foul and the technical on the coach. So here's the basket from Hunter, holding off Laprovitola and then taking some contact. So Weilerbab makes the technical. And now Hunter will look to make it a 4-point play. Oh, it just rolls out. The fine margins. But still, that was a moment that Bayern needed to relaunch themselves into the game. Patted away by Deshaun Thomas as Mirotic looked to turn away from him. Mirotic up to 18 points. He's been criticised at times for not delivering on the biggest of occasions, but that certainly hasn't been the case tonight. 18 points for him. Just one behind Laprovitola as the leading scorer for his team, and he kicks it over for Kalathis here. He'll want the three and makes it. Nick Kalathis with his second of the night. Player had a wretched series from long range until tonight. He's got a couple to go now. Yaramaz will shoot on the buzzer. It won't go, and Mirotic takes the rebound, and this Barca defense continuing to cause all sorts of problems for Bayern. Passing for Mirotic, who bounces it off Weiler-Bab. Nick Kalafis with the latest three-pointer for Barca, who've made 50%, 11 of 22. As Yaramaz there will have to sit out after picking up his fourth foul. And it's really a question of if Bayern can find offense now, well, they've got to find defense as well, because if Barca keep getting easy scores like that, the game's over, and a look of resignation on the face of Andrea Trinchieri. Weiler-Bab looking to penetrate. Davies meeting him. Hunter fouled on his way up, so he'll have to go to the line. But Barca going into this zone defense in the second half, which I don't recall seeing from them in this series until tonight. Whether that was something that they planned for this game, or whether coach Jasikovic just saw something as the game was progressing that he wanted to try it, but it certainly worked. Bayern with only 18 points in 14 minutes in this second half. Hunter adds another from the line. But Bayern are going to have to get more than free throws to get back into this. They are, of course, going to have to get stops as well, but without the offense, without an improved offensive production in the final 6 minutes, they won't be able to overturn this deficit. Kalafis guarded by Cisco. La Provitola, Arenas in the wings, with Mirotic and Davies as well. Good ball circulation. Work for Davies, Brandon Davies, and one. Another excellent possession for Barca, as Davies gets the chance for the three-point play. Fouled by Obst, who's trying to plead his case. But he clearly did make contact as Davies span away. He's so quick, so agile on his feet. He can go left or right as well. And he was just too quick for Obst there. Misses the extra point opportunity. He's up to 8 points in the game now with 5 rebounds. And a good performance from Davies. Now Lucic, he'll take on the three. It's off the mark. Good rebound from Abrines. And surely Barca nearly there now. Still 5.5 minutes to play, but they've got this game under control. They have all of this half. Abrines, as I say that, loses it. And there's Davies, not quite able to set his feet. He was hoping to draw the offensive foul, but the decision goes in favour of Obst. Cisco tries to get away from La Provitola, does so, and a good finish. And coach Jasikovic just did not like that at all. That defense of Nicolas La Provitola getting a word or two. As timeout called midway through the quarter. The lead is 11. We'll take this opportunity to just look back at the 7 days magic moment of the night. Been a few impressive plays tonight, but this was crazy. Ogien Yaramaz on the buzzer. He nearly lost the ball, spinning around under all sorts of pressure from Nikola Mirotic, and somehow getting it to go. Probably couldn't even see the basket, never mind getting a good look at it and getting himself set, but able to create his shot and get the three to go. That came at a time that was helping Bayern stay close in the third quarter, but Barca have been relentless in this half. The zone defense has been working perfectly, limiting Bayern at one end, and the offense has been the best we've seen in this playoff series at the other end. 39 points in the half for Barca, with 5 minutes of it to play. Long possessions now. The more time they use, the less time Bayern have. It's a simple equation. Here's Brandon Davies. Oh, swatted by Hunter. And I don't think that's going to count. The shot clock obviously didn't reset after the block by Hunter. There was no change of possession. Didn't touch the rim. They're just having a quick check whether Abrines got that away, but he didn't. And Laprovitala will go to the bench as Hayes Davis comes in. Moment of inspired defense from Othello Hunter, keeping Bayern in with just the smallest of hopes, but they need offense now in a way that they haven't been able to find in this second half yet. Hunter for three. Well, that's one way. Othello Hunter hasn't held back in this series from shooting the threes. That's his second attempt tonight, and he makes that one. Back down to a single-digit game. Hayes Davis in for Mirotic, who's on Weiler Bab. He'll need support, which comes now from Hunter, and it's just enough, but tipped out of bounds by Hunter. Just a little too strong on the touch from Big Othello, who made the three at the other end, having made the block on Brandon Davies. Trying to keep his team in contention. Abrines in for Brandon Davies. Going to work on Weiler Bab and fouled by Lucic from behind. Reaching in. Only the first foul on the night on Vladimir Lucic, who felt he got all ball there. Not a shooting foul, but they are up to 4 now, so any more and there will be free throws for Barca. Here's Abrines. Oh, Calafis with the easy score after the great recognition from Abrines. They had to close him out because he's such a good three-point shooter, but he saw Calafis totally open and finished it well. Now Weiler Bab. Othello Hunter's going to take on another three. Well, this would be a story if Othello Hunter's three-point shooting gets Bayern back into the game. Consecutive scores for him. He's up to 18 points now. 6 of 9 from the field. Mirotic gets away from Hunter, who was going for another block, but Mirotic, again, great positioning from him to not give Hunter the chance. A 5th assist for Calafis, as Mirotic stayed away from both Weiler Bab and Hunter. Deshaun Thomas to the bench. And Bayern have Weiler Bab, Cisco, Rubit, Lucic and Hunter. Barca have Calafis, Exum, Abrines, Smits and Hayes Davis, with Mirotic having a break and a turnover on Cisco. His first of the night, coming at a bad time for Bayern. Just over 3 minutes to play. And Coach Jasikaevicius will continue to use this offense-defense rotation that he generally does at the end of halves, using a little earlier today with Mirotic and Laprovitola coming in for offense, with Hayes Davis and Exum going to the bench. Smits playing in the 5 for now, with Davies getting a break. Laprovitola up against Othello Hunter, the game's three-point shooters, and Lapro driving, no score. And there's a foul on Kalafis as Lucic tried to go in transition, the 4th in the quarter on Barcelona. There seems to be a problem for Othello Hunter, which is the last thing Bayern need at a time when he'd been performing so admirably at both ends of the court. Looks like maybe he jarred his knee. And not another injury, they'll be thinking. Looks like he'll be able to play through this one, or at least try to do so. Bab. Oh, and Hunter can't gather it, and that may be an unsportsmanlike on Hunter. There's certainly a foul at mid-court. No choice, he would feel. He couldn't chase Abrines, and that injury is going to force him out of the action after he was given a pass he wasn't expecting. And timeout has been called by Andrea Trinchieri, whose team's hopes are just slipping away now. They have fought valiantly in this 4th quarter to try and get back into it, but a 9-point margin with 2.5 minutes to go. A night of high emotion on the sidelines. Šarūnas Jasikaevicius puts as much effort into games as his players. He lives and breathes every second of every game. But his team are close now to sealing a return to the Final Four. Bayern, I can tell you, are going to have to do it without Othello Hunter, who has limped away during the timeout to the locker room. The player who has spearheaded their challenge tonight, the leading scorer for Bayern, 18 points. And a PIR of 20 for Othello Hunter, but looks like he won't be able to play again tonight. He tried to play on with what seemed to be a knee injury, but unable to do so, and he's headed to the locker room now. Abrines from the line for the first time tonight makes it a double-digit game. These fans are getting ready to celebrate, singing out the Barca anthem. And he makes both. Now Bab finding Lucic, who does well to finish. He wanted a foul to go with it. That's only his 2nd field goal of the night. Barca can use the clock to their advantage. They'll try to play with patience, exactly like this. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Now Kalafis sends it up. It's an air ball. Look at the hustle of Davies trying to keep it alive. But, okay, they didn't score, but it was still a good possession because they used nearly all the time. Bayern need scores, and they need them quickly. While Bab is coming out, with Cisco back in, they have Deshaun Thomas, Yaramaz, Rubik and Lucic. They've got plenty of shooters out there as we head into crunch time. Game 5 in the playoffs. It's now or never. And Cisco with the floater won't go. Davies rebounds it. Now Bayern have to decide, do they want to commit fouls to preserve time or just play defense? It's maybe a little early to use the clock to that extent. Laprovitola inside, off the glass and in, and Barca surely heading to the final 4. They're up by double digits with 80 seconds to play. Laprovitola has been so important tonight with his penetration as well as his long-range shooting. Good defense as well from Barca here. Thomas is fouled by Brandon Davies, who was trying to get a block. Yeah, he just got the elbow. But Bayern need a miracle now. The very first thing they need is these 3 free throws to go in from Deshaun Thomas. Then they need a stop. They need quick scores, and they'll have to start thinking about fouling to preserve the clock. But if they don't make their shots, as Thomas misses, nothing will work for them. He rather impatiently puts the second down. He'll be frustrated, Deshaun Thomas, having scored 25 points in game 2. To be held here to just 4 points so far. And he'll be so disappointed tonight, Andrea Trinchieri, as another free throw misses. But his team haven't quite been able to finish the job that they've done so well in this series. But with perspective, he'll be enormously proud. Celebrations can begin for Barca as Laprovitola makes sure of it with another 3. It's his 5th of the night, 26 points for Laprovitola. Barcelona are going to the final 4. It's been so tough for them this series. Over the course of 5 games, very, very few periods have they felt at all comfortable. But this second half of this decisive 5th game has been the most dominant they have been throughout. They've been excellent defensively. They've poured in the points. 50 points now in the second half. Laprovitola has had a lot to do with that. So too has Mirotic. And we're just playing out time now because it's too big. And those fans know it. Party time in Palau Blaugrana. They've stuck with their team. There's never been at any point of these 3 home games that Barca played, never been even the vaguest hint of the fans getting frustrated with the team or turning against them in any way. It's been 100% positive from the fans throughout. They believe in their team, and they're going to celebrate a return to the final 4 in a few seconds. Laprovitola turning on the style again, this time with what should have been an assist, but Brandon Davies blowing the layup. It doesn't matter. Deshaun Thomas puts back his own miss inside the final 10 seconds. And Bayern want to play hard until the end, keep competing all the way, but now Laprovitola will bounce out the time. Enormous respect between the 2 coaches. But a Barcelona victory. Barca are back at the final 4. They had to work incredibly hard during this series, but eventually they made home court advantage count. A dominant second half in this game 5. Barca won it 50-35. 5 in the last 2 quarters, and that made the difference. They are back in the Final Four. Time for Sharas to celebrate. The communion between the coaches and the players and the staff and the fans is complete here at Palau Blaugrana. And they had to endure some rocky moments in this series, and especially scoring only 52 points, a record low in Game 4, but how they've responded tonight. They kept their faith in themselves, and they got the reward, they got the job done. As the final score in Game 5, it's Barca 81, Bayern 72. The series is over. Barca win it 3-2. The Barca anthem ringing out and being sung loud and proud in the stands at Palau Blaugrana. No one has left yet. Well, maybe the Bayern fans, but the Barca fans are staying to celebrate. And the Stars certainly played their part tonight. A rousing rendition of the Barca anthem, and now we will check out the Adidas player of the game. 2 candidates really. Nikola Mirotic was outstanding with 20 points, but he was outshone by Nicolas Laprovetola, the little man from Argentina, who was on fire from long range today. 5 of 7. He drew fouls as well and made all of them 7 free throws on 7 attempts, but he was also aggressive driving inside. That's part of the reason he got all those fouls. A total of 26 points for him. As we see his game stats, 5 of 7 3-pointers, 2 of 5 from 2-point range, all his free throws, 3 assists, a couple of rebounds, a couple of steals, a PIR of 30. Let's go and hear from him.
For the win, what a difference second half.
Oh yeah, yes. I think we react in the halftime. We start the third quarter with very good defense. We improve in our offense, in our decisions, and we play with character in the second half.
And what a personal second half, not only for your numbers, because your energy, because your intensity.
Everybody was intense. Everybody was giving 100%, and this is the way we have to play.
Thank you, and congrats again.
Great game from Nicolas Laprovetola, and his coach is going to be a very happy man. Sharas can celebrate.
Coach, congrats for the win. Important step forward in this second half in both sides of the court, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, I thought, we shortened the rotation. We will talk about all the situation we had in the last 48 hours with our team. It was not looking very good for us. We shortened the rotation a lot. It was very good that we managed the foul trouble, and it was good that in the first half that we were pretty close,
Final Four is already here. It's not the end of nothing, but a great step done in the season.
Yeah, everybody knows who played in Euroleague how difficult it is to come to the Final Four. And, we made it. But, now it's time a little bit to relax and worry about our stuff in ACB, worry about, improving our game, obviously. And then hopefully, we come into the top shape in Belgrade.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very
Congrats
much.
again.
Yeah, Barcelona can look forward to Belgrade after excellent long-range shooting tonight. 12 of 24. That was what made the difference. We'll hear from Nikola Mirotic now.
Nico, congrats for the win. You said after the Friday's match, it's not a tragedy. We can do it for sure. We did last season, and here you are.
Christos Voskese. Yes, I told it to the team, to the media. You know, this is Euroleague, man. There's no easy games. So far, we learned how to suffer as a team, but in the key moments, we're there. We're showing up, and today we did it. It was a great atmosphere. We didn't have the best first half as we wanted, but second half was amazing. The way we played